Hi, my name is Mary Spender, and over the last few months, I've interviewed some of my favourite musicians who you might recognise from either their YouTube or Instagram videos. I ended each conversation with 4 questions, the first being, which album or artist have you recommended to your friends and family the most? So here's what they said, but don't forget to comment below with your answer too.
Probably the Wood Brothers' Loaded. The album's called Loaded, and the Wood Brothers are this trio, usually duo, sometimes trio, out of Colorado, I believe. And if you like really rich acoustic music, upright bass, acoustic guitar, sometimes electric guitar, they're like a folksy, bluesy, rootsy group, and they're kind of relatively unknown. And so I guess that's probably the one I've talked about the most.
Dang, that's a tough one. I'll do recently, because I can't even remember which ones it would have been in the past. But lately, I'm digging a guy. His artist name is Taiko, and he makes it's just music that I really find myself gravitating towards now. Like, I don't listen to a ton of music now, but I really like listening to his music. It's like electronic-y, chilly, vapor wavy kind of stuff, but the guitar is often the main line throughout the whole thing. And it's just like, it's a really cool vibe that I'm into. So he's the guy that I've been recommending and really, really enjoying lately.
Michael Kiwanuka, and his newest record, just entitled Kiwanuka, is incredible. His previous record, also called Love and Hate, is from 2016, is also amazing. If you don't know Michael Kiwanuka, I'll just spell his name for you. It's his last name is Kiwanuka. That's a record that I'm and my friend Jamie, who I was talking about earlier, we're both getting a lot of inspiration out of, and just as a standalone piece of art, it's probably a desert island record for me at this point, and it's only been out for a few months. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's incredible. Incredible.
Well, that was a surprise because I was expecting you to choose a different album, The Highwomen.
Oh yeah. But that's one of the top 3. So the other one would be the Black Pumas' new record. This is a self-entitled debut album called Black Pumas, and they actually got nominated in the I think Best New Artist category. Of course, Billie Eilish just swept all that. Yeah, but in the Americana country world, definitely the Highwomen record is one I'm going to a lot.
I would say the 2 Glenn Gould recordings of Goldberg Variations. They're kind of I don't know. They're really epic for me, and I really enjoy having them as a companion over the years, because certain times I prefer the earlier one, certain times I prefer the older one, or the later one, and it's just a work of art.
Wow, I'm so old now that there were probably different phases of that. Well, yeah, I really it's a band that's not that famous from the 90s called the Mother Hips, that I've always liked a lot. It's kind of Americana rock and roll, and there you go, all the way back to the 90s, and just great songwriting, great vocal harmonies. And then now one of my best friends just joined them as their bass player, which is one of those exciting moments for us because we grew up with that band. But that's a really cool band. When I was in high school, I was obsessed. Right at the time that I started playing guitar, I was obsessed with 90s jam bands. So the band Fish and Blues Traveler, Widespread Panic, who were all kind of offshoots of the Grateful Dead and the Allman Brothers. So there was definitely a time where I was probably annoying people talking about Fish and Blues Traveler all the time. And then that was at my most passionate of learning the instrument time, I was basically 18, 19 years old. And then probably Jeff Buckley, because anyone that hasn't really listened to Jeff Buckley, I feel like they know the one cover he did, Hallelujah, right? But if you listen to his album Grace, like it's an amazing album, and he wasn't very famous at the time, when he made that. So he's kind of an underground guy. But yeah, that would be one of those like, dude, you've never listened to Jeff Buckley? Like, you got it. I mean, that's definitely one that comes to mind because of the Hallelujah. Everyone knows Hallelujah, but man, there's some amazing tunes. And then he died super young and tragically. I mean, so yeah, he's amazing, or was amazing.
Oh, the most ever. I really love Toki Monster. She's like super cool. I think she's like Korean born but LA based music producer. And she's got this album called, I think it's Luna Rouge, and she's like, it's electronic, but it's not like, slamming beats. It's just really like texturally nice, and it's kind of she's produced it, and it's just really rich. And there's a remix album as well, so I 100% go and check that record out. I really love that record. It's awesome. But otherwise, I mean, I love the Jamie XX record In Color. I basically love music that's way cooler than mine and a lot more chilled out, which is kind of weird, but yeah.
Oh my god, I will not shut up about Norman Brown. I'm just gonna say, I've said it before and I'm saying it again. I like the guy. Maybe it's just more than the music. I don't know.
I think I would have to say Michael Jackson Off the Wall, because a lot of people are like, yeah, we've heard Michael Jackson, and they have only heard Billie Jean, Black or White, Beat It, and Smooth Criminal. And I'm like, have you heard the song Girlfriend by Michael Jackson? No. Right. So go listen to Michael Jackson Off the Wall. And it's like from 1979, and it could be from today. It sounds amazing. So I think that would have to be the album that I have recommended the most.
Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly. I mean, most people know the album, but I think that is the best album of the 2010s, and I think it's also the best jazz album too, because I feel like that album, To Pimp a Butterfly, is a continuation of the tradition of jazz music, Black American music, in that particular tradition, and its biggest culmination in terms of collaboration between musicians, artistic statement that Kendrick Lamar was making, hip hop, everything. It's an amazing, amazing record, and I think more people should listen to it, even though it's already considered an amazing masterpiece. I think it really, truly is one of the masterpieces of the modern era.
Perfect answer.
Thank you.
I have 6 siblings, and the only sibling I recommend things to is my younger brother, John. He's a really good guitar player, so I'm constantly sending him people off Instagram or YouTube that I find, and he always says, I already follow them. Every one of them. Oh, come on, I already follow them. Or he says something like, oh, they're a way better player than you are. That's his stock response and everything, and I always laugh. I think it's great. But I constantly, every day, we're sending each other videos. So my brother John has found so many people for me to check out. So that's a real big thing in our family. And my next older brother Ray as well. He's always kind of been on the cutting edge and kept up with new music, and will send me YouTubers, Instagrammers, things like that. So that's cool. So I it's kind of in reverse in my family. They always recommend things to me.
Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, I'd love you to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. You'll find links to the full video podcasts and the names of my guests in the description below. There is also a link to my music course site, Patreon page, and merch store if you fancy supporting me. But otherwise, I'll see you very soon.
Sleep.